Good evening and welcome everybody to a special edition of I'm a Statman with me, Gilly, and our resident Statman, Stats himself. How are you doing, Stats?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, very well. Very much looking forward to entering the League Cup and hopefully this season we can have a bit of a cup run. Hopefully to end up at Wembley, I think the end of February, all being well. So, yeah, very much looking forward to the game tomorrow night.
And maybe a little better than last season.
Yes. Yeah, we don't like penalties. Like the last two seasons, we've gone out on penalty kicks against Stoke and Hull in this competition. So hopefully a nice stress-free evening at Ellen Road.
So there we go. There's a new intro. So so we're going to be talking today about the EFL League Cup. I think is its actual official title. So actually, the Milk, Littlewoods, Rumbelows, Coca-Cola, Worthington, Carling, Carabao. I left one out. I know I'm putting you on the spot. I left one out. What is it?
Worthington.
No, I said Worthington.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I said that.
From my era, Rumbelows, Coca-Cola, Worthington. What came after Worthington? I can't remember. After all, Capital One.
Capital One. There you go. Well done. That's the one. That's the one I left out. We love putting stats on the spot. So if you have any questions from the audience, just chime them in on the comments and we'll get through them. If you want to put them in. So I think there'll be a couple from the Ought to Know Better regulars as well. As I say, we do like testing a little bit. So if we start off, I know that we are sold out, so we are expecting a nice night at Elland Road. But so at the weekend, I know that we did some played for both. So I'm not going to challenge you with the number of them that we've got, but if you can just go through what you've got for us.
Yeah, this has been quite tricky because there's not been too many, but I've scratched my head and I've gone through and see what I can find, and I'll give you some different ones that you might have not thought of automatically. I'll start off with a Republic of Ireland right back that had a loan spell at Crewe that actually played in the Champions League for Leeds. Alan Mabry played for both, played at Gresty Road or the Alexandra Stadium, if you want to call it that. A striker who was signed from Stockport back in January 2008. I think it was probably Dennis Wise, one of the last signings he made at the club. Had an unhappy spell at Ellen Road and then signed for the Railway Men that summer. Anthony Elding.
What a baller.
As player, absolutely. Scored one goal against Cheltenham in a 2-1 defeat at Ellen Road in March 2008. Another striker that didn't have a greater spell at Ellen Road, brought in by David Hockaday, and I think he had a spell at Crewe at Gresty Road. Nicky Jose. So that's three already. So I'm trying to do different ones. A goalkeeper who I'm going to actually have got stats about with League Cup, which I'll come to a bit later. Ross Turnbull also played for both. And then obviously, you've got the obvious ones. Rob Hulse, of course, came through the academy, the wonderful academy at Crewe Alexandra. And then the one that we're up all night for, of course, made his debut for the Leeds United in a 2-1 victory over Brighton. I think he's back at Crewe now. We're up all night for Luke Murphy. So there's a few to get yourself into.
Excellent. Very good. So, from a perspective of the cup and so on, I'm looking forward to getting right into sorry, we just had one comment from the Ought to Know Better regulars.
Oh, have we?
Showing off about the crowd.
Unbelievable crowd.
It is. It's completely unbelievable that we're selling out at League Cup. It's crazy, really.
Yeah, and I've gone through. I looked this morning at 6:30 in the morning, as you do, when you've got stats on the brain. I looked through the records, and the highest we've had at this round of the League Cup tie 30,002 at home to Stoke City in 2019 when we got beat on penalties. So we'll break that record. I think it's going to be possibly one of the highest ever crowds at this stage of the League Cup competition since the competition started in 1960.
Wow.
And yet, it's not going to be Leeds' biggest ever League Cup crowd. That came against Nottingham Forest in the semi-final of 77-78. We had 43,000. But to hit 36,000, I know Crewe returned some of their tickets, didn't they, this morning? And I think they're probably getting...
They're hoping to get 1,500 or so.
I think so, yeah. I think they have returned some. They're coming... obviously over the Pennines and what have you at Crewe. So, yeah, it's an unbelievable crowd for a Tuesday night for League Cup tie. It just shows what the effect the board, Radrizzani, Orta, Angus Kinnear, and obviously Marcelo has had on this football club since they arrived back in 2018.
It's that momentum they built from that period, isn't it?
Of course it is.
We just had one more comment in as well. Yes. I think we mentioned this one at the weekend, but that's a good shout as well, isn't it?
Paul Green, yeah, he did. He had he did have a spell at Crewe. Luke Varney, another that I've just come to mind when Paul Green, because Paul Green still follows Luke Varney, or Luke Varney follows Paul Green. Luke Varney now back at Quorn in Leicestershire, whatever league they are in at the moment. So there's another one for you. But yeah, the momentum has been built brilliantly over the last 3.5 seasons, and you saw what it meant to the fans being back in the ground at Ellen Road on Saturday afternoon. The flags made it so picturesque. Whoever's idea that was, he deserves a medal because it was absolutely fantastic. And there it is.
All flag wavers out there.
The problem is he's got his flag on a green screen and green doesn't go with yellow. So you can't quite see that. But yeah, fantastic. Fantastic atmosphere, wonderful occasion, wonderful day. And hopefully more of the same tomorrow.
And do you know what? One of the things that I like about what the club have done is that they're actually knocking these flags out at quite a cheap price, which means that people can't then scalp them on eBay and whatever else.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's a shame that I don't know how real these are. We've seen some so-called supporters selling them on eBay for silly amounts of money, which is wrong. Shouldn't be paying that much money. You probably all seen them today, and to put them on sale in the club shop for £3 is fantastic. And all the money raised from the sales will go to the Leeds United Foundation, which again is another fantastic initiative by the football club.
Excellent, cool. So without further ado, then I'm looking forward to this. Let's get into some real stats then. What you got for us tonight?
Yes, this has taken a little bit of time to get the old brain going. I haven't played Crewe for a wee while. The last meeting we had certainly at Ellen Road against Crewe was back on September the 5th, 2008. We won that game 5-2. Goal scorers that day was a player that came on actually on Saturday, Fabian Delph, who'd actually just signed a new contract the Friday beforehand. Alan Sheehan, Jonathan Douglas, Jermaine Beckford and Andy Robinson. And I think they got 2 late goals back. I think Eugene Bob got one back. So that's the last time we actually met Crewe at Ellen Road. The last time we met Crewe in a cup competition was back on January the 8th, 1994. We won that in the FA Cup third round. Jamie Forrester got 2 that day. Brian Dean actually gave Leeds the lead. Tony Naylor, who was a bit of a thorn in Leeds' side in the FA Cup, scored with Port Vale in 96, scored the equaliser, a goal I've never ever seen. And then Jamie Forrester got 2 brilliant goals in that game. So we've not met Crewe too often, met them 9 times, I think, in total. So looking forward to it tomorrow. Now, to get into the nitty-gritty of the stats, we've had 70 debutants in the League Cup. We've had all sorts of players from the likes of Cyril Chapuis, who made his debut in 2003 against Swindon Town. Lucas Radaby made his debut in this competition against Mansfield Town in a 1-0 defeat at Ellen Road in September 94. A shock defeat. There was only 11,000 on the ground. Gary Kelly, another, made his debut in this competition against Scunthorpe United back in 1991. And look at the career that sort of he had. Other names that come to mind: Ben Parker made his debut back in 2007 in a 1-0 victory over Macclesfield. And I just want to sort of list some goalkeepers. We've had quite a few goalkeepers that made the debuts. Some horror names in here. I'll start off with the furthest back. Terry Carling made his debut in the League Cup back in the 60s against Chesterfield. David Harvey in 65 against West Brom. And then we go on to a name that is probably synonymous with all concern with Leeds United to forget. Pora Hubka made his debut against Doncaster Rovers, and he was pucking the ball out of the net after 2 minutes. The keeper saying won that game by 2-1, and we all kind of know what happened to Pora Hubka. Other goalkeepers that have made their debuts in this competition: Paddy Kenny in a 4-0 victory over Shrewsbury Town. Jamie Ashdown in the next round, I think against Oxford, also made his Leeds United against Everton, made his debut in this competition. Stuart Taylor made his debut in the competition, and the most recent was Ross Turnbull. As we mentioned, they played for both clubs, made his one and only appearance, unfortunately for him, in a penalty shootout defeat against Doncaster Rovers in a game where Lewis Cook actually scored and then got sent off. And we lost that game on penalties. And I think Chris Wood's penalty is probably still travelling. So plenty of debuts, 4 records in the League Cup. He's a bit hit and miss. We've played 189 games. We've won 91 of them. We've drawn 31 and we've lost 67. We've scored 317 goals and we've conceded 251. And we're hoping to get quite far in this competition. I know in recent years, since Marcelo's been here, it's not kind of been a priority, and I kind of respect that and get that. You go back sort of Gary Monk when we made the last day of the competition. We actually went to Anfield and were very, very unlucky, losing 2-0 in the last day of the competition there. So it'd be nice to have a run in the competition. Of course, amazingly for a club of Leeds stature, we've only won the competition once back in 1968. And of course, the goal scorer that day was the late, great Terry Cooper, who we celebrated their life with many other legends on Saturday afternoon against Everton. So plenty of stats to get involved with. And hopefully the main stat is Leeds come out on top against the Railmen tomorrow night.
So we have had one other question. It's not necessarily Leeds related. It could be. I don't know the answer, but I'll just pop up the question there. So Gary Crawford asked, does Stats know why the League Cup was created and by whom?
Yeah, it was created. It was a brainwave of Alan Hardacre. Now, back in the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, they actually had the Hardacre Award for Man of the Match Award. And he devised the idea to have a cup competition, because obviously we had the FA Cup, which started in 1872. Leeds obviously won the centenary FA Cup in 1972. And Alan Hardacre, I think, was club secretary of the Football League back in the 60s. And he devised this idea of where all the league sides would play off against each other, basically, in a cup competition. And that's kind of how it was devised, really. Right. Okay. So there you go. You learn something new every day.
That's it. Every day's a school day.
Certainly is.
We've not had many other questions. There's just a last chance for anybody to... Oh, we've had Jay popping up, calling Crewe Tin Pot, I think, for giving some tickets back.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, at the level that they're at, and you're saying that, you know, there's been times when we've had 10, 11,000 at Elland Road for a game. You know, we're in different periods of the game, I suppose. The clubs are in different zenith at the moment, aren't they? So let's try not to judge too much while we're on top, because you never know when that's going to end.
No,
we're just riding the wave.
It's funny, Gilly, because looking back through the records, and I'm certainly remember the Gary Monk, that things weren't going great at the start of his tenure. And then we beat Fleetwood in the first round of this competition. In the second round, we won at Luton, which was 5 years ago today, back in 2016. The third round against Blackburn was one of our lowest attendances in a long, long time. They only had about 8,000 in the ground. So it does show what a measure of success can do. That if you get that momentum going, like Bielsa has done and the board have done, my God, this club will take off. And okay, we've had a steady start, if not a spectacular start, with an excellent point against Everton on Saturday. And hopefully we'll get more against Burnley, which we'll talk about sort of later in the week. But yeah, the momentum of this football club is just starting to take off, and you saw the crowd on Saturday, and to get another 30,000 figure in a League Cup tie would be unbelievable.
It is, and so we have just had one more question in. So Jay, another the OKB regular that we've had previously. We're expecting a strong team after the 23s played today. So if you looked at that team, actually, we put quite a strong under 23s team out, and some of those players that you might have expected to see tomorrow. Other than, I think, some of them was on the bench. Now I didn't see the end of the game. But Joffrey and Greenwood both scored in the first half.
Yes.
But I did see the end of the game, so I don't know. Have you any inkling on what we might see? Is it going to be quite a strong side?
Like yourself, I'm not seeing too much of it. Saw little bits of it coming back home from work. I think someone might start, and obviously came on. I said if he Adam Forshaw will start, because obviously he wasn't involved. I would like to see the likes of Greenwood involved, Sonny Geldard involved. I'd like to see what Mari Miller's all about, and I'd possibly like to see Louis Bate involved. But obviously they played the majority of the minutes in the 23s against Tottenham this afternoon, so it might be stronger than we imagine. They have got a break of 5 days going into the Burnley game, and of course after the Burnley game, it's one of those things we all dread, the international break. So it'll be interesting to see the team is come 7:15 tomorrow night. That's for sure.
It will, and it's one of those where the ones that play won't have to do murder ball on Wednesday, so it might be a blessing for some of them.
So they're probably praying that they're in that Marcelo's team lineup on Tuesday evening.
It's going to be an easier night on Tuesday than it'll be for them on Wednesday. So,
certainly.
Okay. I mean, unless there's anything else, there's nothing else coming in from the comments. I think we'll leave it there. Thanks very much. We're looking forward to a good game, a great atmosphere. Yes. I'm going to be there in attendance, might see you there. You never know.
Yes,
and fingers crossed for a good result.
Do I need to give a prediction at all before I shoot?
Ooh, so in terms of the cup competitions, we've not put that into the prediction league, but yeah, you can give a prediction if you like. Go on.
I'm going to go 4-0 to Leeds.
4-0. So the last time we played them, was the 5-2 in the league?
Yeah, 5-2. That's how we played. It was 5-2 in League One back in September the 5th, 2008. So yeah, long time ago.
So really, what we should be saying then, because I believe they're League One now, aren't they?
Yes, they are indeed.
So we must be at least twice as good as we used to be there. So we ought to be scoring 10.
10-1. Well, I might have to get the abacus out tomorrow night, break all records. But yeah, the main thing is to get through and be in the hat for the third round.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what I'd like to see is a run out for some of the younger lads and a controlled game.
Yes.
Seeing Forshaw get through, I'd like a clean sheet. I'm hoping for a 3-0, 4-0 type. I'd take 3-0 because we want to control a game. Keep that we are coming off the back of a good performance against Everton, get some momentum going. I'll keep that momentum going now that we've got that, because it was a good performance, I thought. So it'd be nice to see that. Cool. Okay, we'll call it there. Nice one.
Lovely.